buonasera, good evening. Here we are with another episode of the BOH Podcast. I am the host with the most cholesterol, your friend Rocco, coming at you from Ubasamiento. So, just if everyone is interested in little updates, I am no longer a soccer coach. I stepped down because parents suck. And, I cited mental health as a reason and found out that men who are almost 50 years old were poking fun of me stepping down for my mental health in a group chat. Men who are almost 50 years old, still doing childish things. So that's an update on that. I'm not a soccer coach no more, but I have no worries. Both my kids are good enough in soccer that they'll make whatever team they try out for, and I'm not worried about that. But moving on. A lot of times on social media, I get the question about my videos. How do I do them? A lot of people still think that there's multiple people doing the videos, that my dad is actually still alive and doing the videos with me. Here's the thing, is what I want to say. I'm not your typical Italian. And in what I say that is that I'm not the one who tries to, fuck anyone over. I'm not the typical Italian that refuses to give anyone else credit. I would be the biggest douchebag if there was a second person on my chat, on my videos, and I never gave them credit. That means I would be the biggest douchebag there is. But today's episode, I'm going to dedicate it to the show business, basically. What it's all about, how I make these videos, the whole process behind it all, where I come up with the ideas, where I, all stuff like that regarding videos. Then we'll talk a little bit about, live shows and my goals for that, and the issues I have making a live show. So here we go. So basically, when I make a video, it's just me. It's literally me thinking, all right, my goal is to make 5 videos a week. Monday through Friday, I make videos. If my kids are home on a weekday, you might not get a video. Just because I'm with the kids, I'm not... When the kids are home, I'm not Rocco the comic at all. I'm just daddy, and that's all I do. So my goal is to make 5 videos a week. Back in the day, I used to make a goal of 3 videos a week. Sometimes I pushed it back to 2 videos a week. But now I just do 5 videos a week. And it's tough to come up with 5 ideas a week, or an idea every single day. I'm not one of these pages that just takes other people's ideas. I have to come up with it myself, or I'm not going to film anything. And there's been a handful of times when you haven't seen a video from me. And basically that's simply because I couldn't come up with an idea for that day. Or, the kids were home. But there's been times like that. I refuse to look at anyone else for inspiration. And when I say anyone else, I mean the other accounts, other Italian accounts, other Italian creators. I'm going to be fully honest with you. I support every Italian content creator out there, but I've probably never watched most of their videos. I've probably never looked at any of their content, really. And that's not me being selfish. That's not me being a hater, because I will support them. Hell, I'll even throw a like on the video even though I didn't watch it. The main reason that I do that, I don't like the thought that I copied anyone. I do not want to be influenced from other people's creations. And listen, it's not like it's a malicious or intended copying. I could watch a video today, right? And then 2 months from now, I come up with an idea. I'm like, oh shit, that's my own idea. And I'm not realizing that it was a video I watched 2 months ago that was just sitting in the back of my head and now just popped out as my own video. So I don't want to be influenced like that. So I don't watch anyone else's videos. I try not to watch anything. Listen, when I used to do stand-up, when I was doing stand-up on like the stand-up circuit, whatever, I never listened to any of the other comedians. There was a comedian who put me on this idea. His name was Vince August. Right now he opens for Trevor Noah. He's the Daily Show warm-up comic. He would sit by the bar outside the room until he went on. Because he doesn't want to hear other people's jokes. He doesn't want to be influenced. So I took that idea and I was like, yeah, I don't want that either. Everything I say, I want it to be from me. So whenever I did shows, I was never in the room. I was never hanging out in the back. I was never watching. I was not paying attention. I'd be looking at my phone. And it's not being mean. It's my mind is strictly on being original. I only want to be original. I do not want to copy anyone else. I do not want to be influenced. I just want what you see is what I thought of. And the same thing when I used to do memes. I never copied anyone's memes. Like you see it all the time today. Like how many times I'll see some accounts post memes that I've seen on Reddit. All they did was change the font and change the picture. But the words are the same meme that I just saw go viral on Reddit. But they'll fool people because not everyone's everywhere. That's one thing I hate. I hate content creators that copy other creators. It's terrible. I mean, there's a few Italian accounts out there. I'm not going to name anyone because I'm not interested in bashing. I'm not interested in drama. But I'm just saying, I want to know if anyone else has noticed this. There's a few accounts out there that one will post a meme, then maybe 20 minutes later, that other account will post the same meme, just changed font and maybe changed picture. Then a third one will post the same meme, change picture, change font. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm embarrassed for you. Why do you have to do that? Just repost the other guy's meme. Listen, like I tell people all the time, there's no limit to how many accounts you can follow on social media. Instagram does not say, listen, your quota for Italian accounts is only 4. So make it special, you can only follow 4 Italian accounts. I guarantee you, there's enough eyes and ears for everybody. Everyone can succeed. We do not have to do this. Be original. It is okay to not have an idea. It is okay to not have an idea. The ideas will come if you try, if you are creative. The moment you sink to a level of copying someone else just to push out content, you have become a hack. You don't deserve any attention because it's just not right. You're deceiving people. And I'm not a fan of that. I do not like people who copy others. And some accounts get very creative. They get very creative with the content stealing. Well, I call it content stealing, content copying. It's the same stuff. But what they do is, and this has happened before. It happened to me a bunch of times. A bunch of times. I can pinpoint where my ideas are on other pages now. So, like, there's this one video I made a while back. Right? And it did well a while back. I even had, like, 5 versions of that video because it was demanded to be revamped and done again and done again. That was maybe like 2-3 years ago that video happened. Tell me how this year another channel tried to bring up that content that I made as their own, as a new series. And no one, and listen, I'm not as popular that people are gonna remember my videos from years ago, and I'm not petty enough to be like, yeah, that is a great idea. I can't believe you guys thought it up. I did it 3 years ago. I had 5 versions of that video because it was so popular. But that's what happens now. A lot of places, they feel pressured to make content, but most people don't have the dignity, can't think of the word. Basically the dignity or the self-respect to actually come up with their own content. They're just so quick to copy. And they just feel like they're big enough that it doesn't matter what they do. It's like, who's that guy? Years ago was the guy, the fat Jewish, that was his user account name, that he got in trouble, like he got some backlash because he was reposting content without crediting the original pages. Then there's a few other, big name accounts out there. I don't really know much of their names, but that just got called out for stealing content. What a lot of pages would do is they'll take a popular tweet, right? And then they'll crop out the username of the person who tweeted that out and then post that as if it's their own content because they refuse to let anyone else get in on this sun, That's what happened what is it, I want to say 2-3 weeks ago. There was that meme going around of the Gabagool Halloween decoration. That meme started on Twitter. I saw it on Twitter. And then I saw someone post it somewhere else, I think maybe Reddit or something like that, of a picture of the tweet. Then I saw a picture of the same tweet with the username cut off. Then I saw 3 Italian accounts posted in new fonts as if it was their own with their own logo on it. That's what it is. It's a lot of content regurgitation. And I hate it. I just want everyone to succeed and be their own person without undercutting or cutting down other people. And Italians are famous for that. We're famous for undercutting and hating everyone. And not looking to help anyone unless it benefits us grossly. And that's the problem when I'm running in with stand-up shows. A lot of people want me to do stand-up shows. Here's the problem. I started out as a circuit stand-up comedian. What that meant was I only went to comedy clubs. Comedy clubs would say, hey, Rocco, we have availability this date. Do you want to do a show then? Sure. Show up at this time. So I would walk in. Here is Rocco. I would walk on stage, perform, leave. I didn't set up the show. I didn't set up the microphone. I didn't figure out the seating arrangements. I didn't do anything. The comedy clubs did all that. So now what I do is I try to reach out to comedy clubs. But because I don't have an agent, because I'm not a viral success story, comedy clubs won't answer me. They're not going to answer me. Every Dick and Harry has a lot of followers on Instagram. So they don't answer me. So I need an agent or a manager, someone with connections to help me do that. The other option is, renting out larger venues, which I probably could do. But again, I don't know the first thing about setting up a show. I don't know what sound system I need. I don't know what you need to do for the whole show. Like I said, I'm a comedian who almost never goes to comedy shows. So I don't know what a comedy show is like. So Giuseppe the MC does 1 million shows, right? He knows how to run a show. I've never been to a Giuseppe the MC show, so I don't know, I don't have no terms of reference in my head of what's done before the show starts. Like when people are going to their seats, what's going on? Do you have a DJ there playing music? What's going on here? You opening acts. I have comedians that I know that I could put on as an opening act. But I don't know the whole process of doing a show from start to finish. I only know what I can do when I go on stage. But I want people to have an experience. Like, listen, I could have a show tomorrow at a comedy club in Manhattan. I have it well with the owner that I can book shows whenever I want. This is the problem with comedy clubs in Manhattan, though. Comedy clubs in Manhattan railroad their shows. And by that means that when one show ends, another show begins. You know? So I worry, because I've done shows at that place before, about the people, the audience. I don't want them to feel rushed. I do not want, the waitstaff trying to turn over the room really quick. It's a lot of stuff like that. I worry about your experience more than anything. So that's the thing. I want to, maybe I have to get out of my own head about it. Because I want the show to be too perfect. And I can't figure it out, The second thing, a lot of people say, well, why don't you collaborate with other comedians? Collaborate with these other accounts. Here's the thing. While I am 100% willing to do that, I do not need to be the headline. I do not, listen, I'm 400 pounds, 6'2". I take up enough sunlight as it is. I do not demand the starlight. I am perfectly okay being second fiddle, being the feature, not being the face of the show. I'm okay with that. As long as I get to perform for you, I don't care where I am on the show. And that's what a lot of these other accounts have problems with. They refuse to collaborate unless they're going to be the star power. And it hurts a lot of people. And Italians don't want to help each other. We definitely don't want to help each other. If we can't grossly benefit, we won't help each other. And that's what you see. Like, there was a show a while back that I thought I could have been perfect for, but they didn't pick me. And then, people use this excuse also, they wanted to go in a different direction, stuff like that. But you see, I'm not an idiot. You can see why I wasn't picked. It was because everyone on the show had something in common, and I was the one who didn't have anything in common like that. But I'm okay with stuff like that. I've learned to not let stuff in the show business world bother me. Because it's all about money, it's all about connections, it's all about, looks and stuff like that, and I don't play the game. Because for me, comedy isn't a business for me. It's basically a therapy. It's an outlet. It's a way to reach people. It's a way to connect with people. I don't look at it as a business like everyone else does. How many times people have asked me, how many times have I been on a show and I didn't know how much to tell them I wanted for the show? I did a private event at a venue at a hall. They asked me, how much do you want? And I told them, I said, pay me whatever you feel like paying me. I said, because comedy isn't my job. It's my passion. It's something I love. I did a show years ago with Rodia. He asked me, how much do you want for the show? I said, bro, just give me whatever you want to give. I said, I'm fine. I just want, I'm happy to help and be on the show. I'm happy to hang out. That's all I want. I never ask for a price. I don't ask for anything. If you want to come there, hang out with you, support, I'm there. But other people can't be like that. I don't know why. It's just in our nature to not want to, collaborate, help out. Everything is business first, and we're hurting each other. But I'm probably the Chemonito in this case. I'm the idiot. I'm the one who still, working a regular job while I do videos by myself, Maybe I'm doing something wrong. But it's like it's one of the worst examples, but Rex Ryan, the former coach of the Jets, he said one thing that stuck with me since he said it. And I think it was at a taping of Center Stage with Michael Kay for the Yes Network that I went to. And they asked him why it took him so long to find like a head coaching job. And why he didn't change like his personality. He's very, very rambunctious. He's very loud. He's very opinionated. And the answer he gave was, I wanted someone to hire me for me. I didn't want to have to change for someone to hire me. I wanted someone to know what they were getting. If you were cool with the way I was, my personality, and you hire me with that, that's who I want to work for. I don't want to work for someone who wants me to change how I act. And that stuck with me. And that's how I am now when it comes to comedy. I worried a lot. Listen, I've been very out. My head's very fucked up. I have a very fucked up head. That is why it took me so long to even start making videos. Because I couldn't get over the fact of looking at myself on camera. So I made memes. Then when I finally started making videos, I started worrying. Oh my God, the numbers, this and that, yada yada. Oh my God, it's not getting popular. I would say, why is it that all these other accounts that make shit videos... Scusa. Why all these other accounts that make shit videos like get thousands and thousands of views, while mine that I put so much thought and creativity into wouldn't. Little by little, I stopped thinking like that. I just put my head down, I make my videos. People who like them, they like them. People who don't like them, don't like them. And I'm making them anyway because I like them. I am now making videos I truly enjoy making. Part of it, I still do think of what people would want to like, what people are going to like, what people want to hear. But I'm making what I want. And if it's been working. It's out of all the reiterations of Rocco the comic, this is the one that's sticking. This is the one where people are connecting more to. This is the one where people are watching. So I'm going to write it. I'm going to write it until it doesn't, I need to change again. And that's what it is that, but here's the thing. A creative person can change. A creative person can adapt. People who just rely on copying content can't. They're just going to copy from someone else. But that's it. That's show business. And by the way, if anyone knows any agents or managers, legitimate, that want to help in, bringing a Rocco the Comic show out somewhere, live, let me know. I'm all ears. I'm not one of these tight-ass Italian people who refuse to work with other people. I'm all game. On that note, state buono. Tutte buone benedite. Talk to you later. Ciao.